Last week, I told you, track what you actually use in your EDC for 1 week. So I did it. I wrote down every single thing I reached for all week long, and the results really surprised me. Welcome back to Not Another EDC Podcast, where everyday carry meets everyday life. I'm Mikey, a husband, a father, an EDC content creator, and gear enthusiast. Today, I'm breaking down 4 items that I use the most from Monday through Friday of last week, which is my typical work week. Okay, so here's how I track this, because I didn't want to wing it or go off memory. But I use my Jot It Down notebook, which, by the way, I do sell these things on Amazon. The link is going to be in the bio of this podcast. Nothing crazy, just a simple daily use notebook that has lined pages. Now, every time I used anything in my EDC, whether it be a pen, a wallet, AirPods, my microfiber cloth, my knife, whatever, I wrote it down on here. In addition to that, I tallied how many times I used such said item. So in looking at the results, the number one thing that I used the most, which was no surprise to me, was a pen. I actually used it 150 times last week, and it beat everything on this list by a mile. Most of that was signing a lot of forms that I do at work, jotting down reminders for myself, meeting notes. I have another workbook that I use where I'm constantly jotting down notes, handing info to, other teammates of mine and what have you. I also use it to write down content creation ideas and all the little things that happen throughout the day. I'm big on just jotting that down, and I actually have this in my back pocket, which I've been rocking. I also put a little side note on here, and the 2 pens that I used the most was this Brass Pocket Pro by Big Eye Design, and also have this on my MPU, the Bolt Action pen in black DLC titanium by Big Eye Design. Those are my 2 most used pens last week. I say this in multiple podcasts prior to this, but the pen isn't a statement. It's a tool that really helps you follow through. And you couple that with a notebook, and you're good to go. My second most used EDC item was actually surprising. It was a microfiber cloth. Every time I get in my car, I have this cloth that I use. This is like a Ray-Bans cloth that came with these glasses, actually. And I use that to clean my glasses. And every time I did that, I tallied it down. And at work, I don't have that because this is obviously in my car, but I have this microfiber cloth that I use. And this is the custom Wakapow Hank by Gondek EDC. Really cool folks over there. And that's what I use to just clean my glasses in between my workday. And every time I did that, I wrote it down. I also used it for cleaning my phone. I also used it for cleaning the glass on my iPad, on my computer as well. I actually wrote it on here. So 20 times I used it on my glasses. 10 times I used it for my phone screen. 2 times I actually used it to wipe my car dash right here. I use it about twice a day to wipe my watch and band, and then 5 times to wipe my iPad. So I used it a total of 40 times last week. And that is, of course, Monday through Friday. And I just showed you the different types of Hanks that I use, which was that Gondek and the Ray-Bans Hank that came with this glasses. Hank microfiber cloth. So here's where it gets interesting. I actually rotated wallets twice last week because of different reviews that I was doing. But I also noticed that I pulled my wallet out and used it a total of 15 times last week, Monday through Friday. Currently, I have my things in this wallet right here. This is the Lost Dutchman, the Franklin. I really like this wallet. I used this wallet for the second half of the week last week, because before that, I was using the AD1D wallet, which I still have in my car, by the way, because I was doing a review. But this is the AD1D wallet that I was using, where it actually ejects the cards. But yeah, I used that the beginning of last week and the whole week prior to that. but I used my wallet 15 times last week, guys. So no matter what the brand was, whether it was the Lost Dutchman or the AD1D or Add1D, the use case of a wallet stayed the same. Such things like paying for food, pulling out my ID, grabbing access to the different cards that I have and moving it from the one wallet to another, all the life stuff. The wallet isn't just about carrying your cards, it's about carrying your responsibility. Because when you drive, you need your ID, when you need to pay for stuff and store doesn't take tap pay, you need your wallet. And the fourth most used item, AirPods. I used my AirPods a total of 30 times last week. That probably should have went before the wallet, but 30 times I used my AirPods last week. I used it for work calls. I used it for editing content. I used it for resetting my mind during breaks. I also, when I'm listening to podcasts or just some mindfulness stuff. And then I also used it for talking to my wife, whoever called me, whatever it is. I don't like having my hands full when I'm on phone calls, so I throw on my AirPods. I also use it for music in between breaks. And you're probably like, well, why don't you use Apple CarPlay to, talk to me? Because my Apple CarPlay, especially on this 2024 Maverick, is ass. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a lag in connection. I had to buy an Apple CarPlay dongle on Amazon. So maybe that's the reason why, but I don't know. I'm going on in tandem here. But I use my AirPods for a lot of the communication things for last week and just every day in general. And last week I used it 30 times. AirPods are really a part of my mental EDC. They help me stay present, focused, and connected. I love them. I love the AirPods Pros. Now, for what's in my truck today, I have this. This is a microfiber towel. But not like any microfiber towel that you can just find at like AutoZone or any auto parts store, or maybe the auto section of Target or Walmart. No, this is one that you can get on Amazon by a company called Fantastic Clean. And this material is so nice and smooth. It's also one where once you use it, it doesn't deteriorate. It doesn't leave any streaks of the towel on the actual glass. It is good to go. And I've used this on my car to just wipe my windshield, especially when I got my windshield tinted and just my windows tinted. They had streaks from, the water bottle squirter that they were using. I was using this to clean it. And that really keeps it clean. It also works good for just cleaning the screens on my phone because of how soft it is. They do sell it in 3-packs, 6-packs. There's like a gray and brown combo. You can get all gray, you can get all brown, you can mix it up. But microfiber towels are also good because at times when I'm in a rush and I can't get my truck detailed, I just need to go through one of those quick washes. I have a bunch of these that I just have in the back of the truck where I can take out, wipe my car down with confidence, not scratch the paint or anything like that. Microfiber towels like Fantastic Clean, must have. But there you have it, guys. I wanted to really walk the talk with me preaching to write down what I used on a day-to-day basis with my jotted down notebook. Some of the stuff, actually a good majority of the stuff, really surprised me. And I encourage you to do the same. Tracking my EDC really showed me something important. What I use the most isn't the coolest. It's the stuff that supports my day. The pen, the cloth, the wallet, the AirPods. Those are 4 things that showed up for me all last week. It made me realize your EDC should reflect your real life and not your imagined one that we tend to scroll on and just watch on, all of our social medias and whatnot. So if you haven't done it yet, pay attention, let your carry evolve with who you are right now. But thanks for listening to another EDC podcast. Track your carry this week. And I always throw this challenge out there, but try to tally it down. If you tally down and you take a picture of it, you tag me on Instagram or Facebook or any of my socials at Mikey Daily Carry, I will repost it. I will repost it to show that real carry is actually happening out there. But as always, stay aware, stay prepared. I will see you guys soon. Peace out. Waka